Well, Gaffer, our last game before Christmas ended brilliantly. Massive win on the road at a stadium where not many teams are going to pick up 3 points. Now we look ahead to our first game after Christmas on Boxing Day. Is it important now we follow this up with another win?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I think we said before the game at Western that we'd been really pleased with our overall performances over the last few weeks, and Saturday was just another one of them. I felt it was a really tough game. I think Western are a very tough opponent to play against. Like you say, it's a tough place to go, long journey, and it was an intense game. I think realistically, I think if Western would have come out with a point on the board, it would have been a fair result because I thought the game was that close. But our lads showed real resilience when they had to. We defended as a team, we defended with intensity and with a desire to keep a clean sheet from back to front. And then ultimately we do what good teams do, and when we got the opportunity, we punish the opponent. And I was really pleased with the mentality of the team on Saturday. And now it's important that we, over this Christmas period, we back that up with a couple more victories.
And Salisbury next on Boxing Day at home, one of the newly promoted sides. We've played against the other newly promoted sides and we know that they're no pushovers, and I'm sure Salisbury will be the same. But what kind of game are you expecting out of them?
Most definitely not, and I think in the games we've watched so far of them, they probably should have a few more points. I think that would be the feeling in their camp. Obviously, it's successful last season, and they play a real nice brand of football, a real tricky brand of football, and one that you have to put a lot of focus on and a lot of detail into to make sure that we get our game plan right. So we're expecting a tough game on Thursday.
Thursday.
Days are all gone this week. On Thursday, we know it's a tough game. The players have already been made aware how tough this game will be, and we spoke this week already about the importance of us being mentally right as a football person. You don't get the time to celebrate Christmas as much as non-football people. We're in every day. We'll be focused, we'll be working, and we have to make sure that we're prepared to sacrifice. I think that's the key word for us over this week is sacrifice. And if we do that, we'll be successful.
And this Salisbury game, we saw at Western, we went and we played our game and we beat them by doing our own thing. Is this next fixture another case of that? And this Christmas period, is it just a case of focusing on us and not worrying about what the other team's doing?
Yeah, that's always our case. We will always be aware of what the opposition do, but we don't change for anybody. I think we're probably a really simple team to plan for because we don't change. There'll be slight details that we look at that we might tweak, but the philosophy don't change, and it was the case again on Saturday at Western. It'll be the case moving forward for the rest of the season, but most definitely for the next couple of games that we know will be tough games. But I feel that we've got a lot of ingredients in our squad, and I feel that we can, at any given time, we can pull a certain tool out the toolbox and use that, whether it's the start of a game or within game, to go and get what we think could be the best strategy to win a football match. And we're most definitely going to need the toolbox over the next couple of games. Two tough opponents, and sometimes we feel like we can play against teams, sometimes we feel like we've got to put it on teams a little bit more. So yeah, whatever the case, we'll be ready.
And just finally, we know the fans are going to be there in their masses. Boxing Day, they should all be off work, so hopefully coming down to the Reach TV Stadium. Is there just a final message you want to give to them ahead of the game?
Yeah, firstly, enjoy your Christmas Day. Some of us will be working, so make sure you make the most of it. But it's obviously our last home game of the year. And we want a big crowd. I think it's important we get a big crowd. I think we need, with this time of year, it's always it's a festive period for football, and the crowds make a big difference. So for us to have a home game at this point is brilliant, but we need a huge crowd, not just big numbers, but we need big noise as well. We need to make sure that the away team know that they're coming into a really tough place to play the football. And so far this season in the league games, since last season, should I say, this place has been a real fortress, and we need to make sure finishing this year off and going into next year we get even better at that and improve on that. So, yep, enjoy your Christmas, but make sure you save your voices for Boxing Day.